Let me start by saying I was only 13 years old in front of a live camera. No script, no teleprompter, just me, my producer in the control room, and a live television studio with a live camera. I quickly became the UK's youngest British Asian television presenter at the age of 13. I had a lot of excitement, I was encouraged, I had a lot of passion. I didn't know fear yet at this young age. I only knew possibility. Nobody had told me yet what I wasn't supposed to want. See, this passion didn't start in the television studio. It actually started in my own living room. I was just a little girl dancing to the Spice Girls to the song Stop Right Now. That's where my love for performing began. That's when I knew that I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be a TV presenter. Now, this brought me to my school play in which I played a role, and I really enjoyed myself and actually won an award for my confidence and enthusiasm. Now, this award meant a lot for me at that young age because it gave me this confirmation that this is something I could possibly be good at, something I could really enjoy and do in the future. So, from the living room to the school play and then to a TV studio. When I was doing these live shows, my ears were very little, and the earpiece was like a standard size earpiece, and it would fall out of my ear at the worst times during a live show. So the producer can't connect to me, he can't speak to me, and I had to improvise on the spot. I had a lot of different experiences happen to me. I was presenting a live children's show, so I would have child guests. And one of the child guests, he fell asleep live on air in front of all the viewers. Just imagine. But I had to improvise on the spot. Then came the celebrities. The celebrities came to the studio to give their interviews. And they would take one look at me. And I could tell that their facial expression had some kind of, they were skeptical about me. One even said out loud, "Yeah, ye करेंगी interview?" But I didn't mind. I enjoyed the challenge. It's okay if they underestimated me because that motivated me that I'll present a good show, interview them well, and prove them wrong. Now, live television teaches you something no professor, no teacher, no classroom can really teach you. It teaches you how to think under pressure, how to adapt when things go wrong, and most importantly, how to maintain composure when everything goes wrong. See, around this time in my life, I was jumping out of bed for the school play to take part in the role that I was playing. But at the same time, education was really important to me. I had gained admission to one of the top schools in the UK, one of the grammar schools. It was very competitive to get in. So already at this young age, I was taking my school seriously, and I was also keen to present and explore this creative side. For me, this seemed pretty okay. Like, I can do both. I don't want to choose one. But most people around me thought, I have to choose. Either you take school seriously and you pursue your academic future, or you work in media, you're performing, you're presenting. Surely you can't do both. See, the world had already chosen who I was, where I stand, and how far I could go. I was raised by a single Pakistani mother. I came from a single parent family, part of the South Asian community in the UK. Now, that unfortunately comes with a label of coming from a broken home. Invisible stop lines are already predetermined for you. Your past judgment before anyone really actually gives you a chance. Now let's combine two ingredients. I'm a young girl from a single parent family, and on top of that, I'm working in media at a very young age. So society had already thought that success wasn't made for a girl like me. I want to speak to you about growing up without a father, growing up without a father figure, not having that protective factor in your life. You become quite an easy target for people. People seem to have this entitlement to pass snarky remarks, to make you feel devalued, overlooked, to make you feel small. I have felt that, and I have lived through that. But these circumstances in my life actually gave me my fuel and my fire. See, that fire was very important to me because that's the fire I turned back to every time I had a reason I wanted to quit, every time I had a reason not to continue. My mother, who raised me all by herself, has taught me a very valuable lesson. This lesson is something I connected with, understood at a very young age. My mother said to me, Rida, anyone can leave you in your life, but your education will never leave you. Education is your power, and education can transform your life. See, education for me wasn't my comfort. It became my armor. It became my security. Education was a way out of the stigma that I was attached to from a very young age. Now comes a time in my life where I made a big decision and made a big move. So I decided to pursue medicine. I took an alternative route to become a doctor, and I moved to Europe. The reason this is a big move for me is because those who know me the best know that I wouldn't even go down the local high street after school. I never really left my hometown in London, and my little brother would describe me as a cat, someone who likes to be cozy, always in the comfort of her own home. I wasn't a big risk taker. But I knew that I had to make this move. In order to achieve something in my life, I had to step out of my comfort zone. And I made this big step. I didn't want to be stagnant in my life. So I moved to Europe all by myself. My mother was working, my brother was in school, so I had to do it all by myself. I had zero contacts. I didn't know the native foreign language of the country. I lived all by myself, no housemates, no roommates. Okay, so now university has begun. And then reality hit me. I failed exams, important exams by 1 mark, sometimes 2 marks. I was the queen, well, self-proclaimed queen of silly mistakes. And let me tell you, when you fail an exam by 1 mark, you're so close, but so far, it hurts more than heartbreak. See, it's human nature when things don't go your way the first time, you tend to question yourself. And that's exactly what happened to me. I used to think, is this meant for me? Have I made the right choice? Is this all worth it? Can I just quit and go back home? Ultimately, I used to think, is it actually worth it to go through all of this? Like, wouldn't life just be sweeter if I was a footballer's wife? But there were moments when I went back to my empty flat, and it was times when I felt the world was against me. Nothing was going my way. I didn't have a support system. No one really knew what I was going through. It was so easy for me just to take a flight back home and go home. It was difficult. I questioned myself. It was so easy to quit. But that's exactly when you don't quit. I had to find the courage within myself. I prayed my hardest. I depended on God, depended on myself. And that's where I actually built my resilience. And then after that, I went back to that fire I told you about, that fire inside me, to why I started. I have to succeed. I can't quit. I can't lose. Sometimes it's just easier to quit, but that's exactly when you don't quit. Now, I like to think of myself as a fighter. I fought back because you know what I thought? I thought if I quit, take a flight back home and just go home. It's my comfort. It's easier for me. Why am I putting myself through all of this? But then when you quit, nobody cares. It's ultimately your loss and potentially a regret you would have in the future. I didn't want failure to define me. I knew if I quit, that means I lost. It was simple as that. So I kept going, kept persevering. Now, coming to my media work, I established my own media outlet where I would do high-profile celebrity interviews. And this was not easy. So I had a lot of experience being a television presenter and doing a lot of interviews and doing live television shows. But establishing my own media outlet many, many years ago, it seemed really difficult. You see, in media, if you don't have a big outlet or a big name, it's very hard. And I used to think, what's the point? Like, where am I getting? What's the point? Again, it was just really easy for me to just want to focus on medicine and just quit my passion, my interest in media, because I felt like I'm not going to get anywhere without a big outlet, without a big name backing me. क्योंकि लोग नाम देखते हैं, काम नहीं. People look at the name, not the work. But I persevered. I didn't give up. I started pushing through, got lots of interviews. And then one of my interviews has reached over 1 million views, which holds quite a lot of weight in today's digital world. See, what I want to tell you is that dreams don't come true easily. It does take a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, a lot of rejection, and a lot of you showing up when you actually want to disappear. What I've learned is you don't wait to be happy. You don't wait to be happy when you get to the finish line. You have to find joy in your journey. Now, recently, I gave an interview as a resident doctor to an international news channel in the UK, Mainstream News, alongside another gentleman. He was much older than me. As soon as this interview started, this gentleman was attacking me from start to finish, personally attacking me, continuously attacking me directly. Then in the end, he said he didn't think I was vocationally committed to my profession as a doctor. Just imagine this. Going through every hurdle, every obstacle, every sleepless night, every relentless exam, every moment in that empty flat, all those years of sacrifice, everything it takes for someone to become a doctor. And for this man to have the audacity to question my commitment to medicine. See, for this gentleman, it was very hard to comprehend that a doctor of today's generation can be multifaceted. They can be a competent, committed doctor who also has interests outside of medicine, but actually still genuinely cares. You can have a talent outside of medicine as well. Since I've graduated, I've worked full-time as a resident doctor. I have established my media career, TV presenter, and a broadcaster. And now I'm standing here today because I want to show you that this can be done. Yes, I'm a doctor, a TV presenter, a broadcaster, but I'm also a daughter of a mother who raised me all by herself when the odds were against us. Now, I want to speak to everyone who's here. You may have a role in someone's life to shape their future. And all I can ask of you today is, don't ever think that their ambition is too big. It's bigger than the background that they come from. They're thinking too big. They're dreaming too big. These are unrealistic standards that they have. Because they may have an education that you can't take away from them. And the best thing that you can do is not stand in their way. Women can be more than one thing. A lot of you may be given a script against your will, telling you how far you can go. A lot of things that are holding you back, limitations. But what I want to tell you is you can have the classroom and also want the stage. You can wear the stethoscope and also hold the microphone. No goal is out of your league. And the path may not exist, but that's the best part. You create your own path. You build it as you walk along, and you never give up. See, never let someone else's idea of a broken home become your idea of a broken future. Your future is not broken. Your future is unwritten. और ये कहानी आपकी है. Women can be more than one thing. Thank you.